Flatliners is a remake of the 1980s Joel Schumacher film about a group of medical students who decide to kill themselves and then bring themselves back from the dead. It's all a very controlled experiment, controlled environment in which they, flatline and then wake themselves up, essentially. The problem is that when they do so and they come back, they bring something back from the spirit world with them. It's a very simple concept, but a very effective one, I think. I really like the concept. Always did in the original, and I gotta say I do here. Now, I've heard a lot of negative criticism coming out about this film, and it's kind of died a death at the box office. No one's really gone to see it. But it's directed by Niels Arden Oplev, who did the original Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, a film that I thought was incredible. Very dark, not one I really want to watch, but still an incredible piece of work. So how bad can it be? I gotta say, not that bad at all. There's a lot of stuff being talked about this film that I feel is a little unjust. Is the Joel Schumacher original really a film that we should now be putting on a pedestal? Because quite frankly, it's not really one of those films that people have talked about much over the years. And yet all of a sudden, now that this remake is out, people seem to be saying that the original is this some kind of classic that shouldn't have been touched. Personally, I don't think so. It's a good film, it's an effective film, it's probably one of Joel Schumacher's better films, but is it a classic? I don't think so. I think it is a film that was actually quite ripe for the remaking. It's been a long time since I've seen the original, which I think helped me going into this, because I think this was a pretty effective little thriller. I think the cast, for the most part, are all pretty good, but particular standout is Ellen Page, as you would expect. She gets some chances to really go to town in the acting stakes. I'm sure people will laugh at that statement, but she does. There are some scenes here, particularly one scene where she's kind of talking into her phone, leaving a video message, where she's just letting everything out. And I think from a performance level, Paige really commits to it. I think for the most part, the visions that this group of people kind of see when they come out of their flatline are pretty effective, pretty creepy. They do a pretty good job. There are a couple of character moments that don't quite always hit the mark, like particularly a confrontation that one of the main characters has with a mother. She has this overbearing mother, and at one point she kind of confronts her, and that confrontation feels a little bit flat. I kind of feel like if this mother really was as truly overbearing as they make out, she would put up a bit more of a fight. Instead, she just kind of stands there gobsmacked. So to me, that doesn't really feel true to the character that they've painted. I'm also not totally enamoured with the colour palette. It's one of them movies in which they drain all the colour out, it's that kind of go-to thriller vibe, that thriller aesthetic that seems to be the rage these days. But beyond that, I do think it's an effective little thriller. It's not going to scare the crap out of you or anything like that. It's not full-on scares, not like recent kind of films like It, but it does a pretty good job as far as a kind of popcorn thrill ride goes. I also like that they make this core group of characters pretty likeable as well. When the film starts out, you get the feeling you're going to get the typical douchebag character and then end up with all the tropes you get in a film like this, the geek, the pretty one, the douchebag. But it doesn't go that way at all. In fact, they seem like reasonably well-rounded people, solid group of friends in the end, and I buy them as characters, as real people. I don't get to the point where I'm thinking, now I want that one to be picked off, I want that one to be picked off. No, halfway through I'm like, actually, I'd be good if all of these people got through it, which for me, it's something that is rare in horror movies these days. So, as I say, not a classic by any stretch of the imagination, but in my mind, the original wasn't really either. I think it's a good, solid thriller, and I give it a 3 out of 5. What about you? Have you seen Flatliners? And if so, what did you think about it? And how do you think it compares to the original? Comment below, let me know, and until next time, crack in.